Story 1. I would take mine up to the mountains, hike, camp, and just get to know the real them. What makes them happy? Sad? Why do they pee on my husband's pillow? I would tell them how much I truly love them and always will. How happy they make me. Why I don't want them barking at the mail carrier and the very nice United Parcel Service guy. Story 2. Write down every single quality of life improvement I can make for you. Let us go find you your perfect food to eat. Let us make sure there are not any aches and pains you have that we cannot address. Tell me all of your favorite spots, what you like, what you do not. Literally everything. Story 3. I would tell them that I love them, and that they are good, and I would explain that I do not cut their nails or vacuum the floor to hurt and scare them. It is just stuff I need to do. I would want to know what their lives looked like before they got to my family, if they can remember it. I would talk to them about funny stories from when they were young, and hopefully they would have funny stories from when I was young. I would also like to hear what gossip they might know because people still talk when pets are around. I would want to ask them if there are ways I have been caring for them wrong, how I can care for them better and enrich their lives more. Are they hurting in any places that are not obvious? They are getting old, so I just want them to be happy for as many years as they have left. Story 4. I would tell him that I love him. He is my world. That I would never hit him. He still flinches if I move too fast. I would tell him to stop biting his brother and to be nice to other dogs. They are not a threat, because you are my baby. Story 5. I would probably have the exact same conversation I had with my dog who had cancer last year, but with the circumstances not being as sad. Tell her how much I love her, how many adventures we had together, how much I appreciated her always being there for me. Apologize for the times I was away because I really wish I had more time with her. If she could speak, I would probably like to reminisce about all the road trips, beach days, and silly games we played. Story 6. I would explain to them how much I love them and how they have saved my life many times. I would ask what happened to them before they came into my life. They are both rescues, and we have made huge progress over the last 3 years, but they were pretty traumatized when I adopted both of them. We would spend the day talking about our favorite things. I would ask for the names and addresses of the owners that abused them both, and I would seek justice for them. Story 7. That they saved my life on multiple occasions this year. 2 little sister puppies I literally fed before myself and kept working to keep a roof over their head. That I saved them in a lockdown frenzy, and I'm sorry they were so little when they left their family, but I know they are thriving. I promise to find their family again when we can travel again. Story 8. We would talk about all the good and fun times we've had. Like that time when I threw an ice cube at him and he swallowed it whole. Then he was looking for it around the living room for about 2 minutes. Or that time when he was sitting down way too close to me while I was exercising. He was trying to yawn, but with every rep I did, he would get scared and interrupt his yawn, yet he wouldn't move. He tried yawning about 4 times. It was hilarious. I love him so much. He burps all the time at the most inappropriate moments. We would just have a laugh. Story 9. I'd have mostly questions. You don't have to like your brother, but can we all agree to just coexist peacefully, please? I understand that taking medicine is no fun, but it's what makes you feel better. So please stop fighting me whenever I need to give you the medicine. It'll be uncomfortable for a couple of seconds and then it's over. What is your obsession with lettuce? Asked to the cat. Why do you hump me when I lay down on the couch, but not when I'm sitting? Asked to the boy cat. Do you actually like the food I feed you? Is the temperature I keep the thermostat at good for you? According to the internet, apparently I keep the temperature set too low, yet the kiddos run into my fridge or freezer often, and they sit on the vent when the air conditioner is on in the summer, but also sit on the vent when the heat is on in the winter. Are you guys hot or cold? I don't have the slightest clue. Story 10. I love you so much. You make it worthwhile for me to wake up each day, and I always look forward to coming home from work because I know you will be there. I promise to give you as many pets as you want. You always have a special spot at the corner of the bed. No, you can't have treats instead of kibbles. Sometimes we have to go to the scary veterinarian, but know that they are helping you. You may have to stay there and feel very lonely, but know that I will always be there to pick you up. I'm sorry that it's scary, but they will make you better. Your companionship has made me a better person, and I will be forever grateful. But please, I'm begging you, stop rolling in dead things on our walks. Story 11. You are all the best, and I love all three of you more than I've ever loved anything. Pepper, you're an amazing little dog. I'm so happy to be watching you grow up. Please stop obsessing over the soccer ball at the dog park. I promise we can play with it whenever you want, but you can't get possessive over it when it literally isn't ours. And stop bugging the cat unless she starts it. You're the best cuddler ever, though, so never stop that. Arturia, I know the dog can be annoying and takes up a lot of my time, but please don't ever think I love you an inch less than I did before she came into our lives. Please stop leaving your hairballs under the easy chair. It's impossible to get at them. Just do it on the open floor, I don't mind at all. Thank you for the snuggles and the yelling meows. I know I tease you, but they are the cutest noise in the world. Lump, we've been together for 24 years, and you're going to outlive me. I love you very much. Please stop urinating on me when I get you out to clean your tank. Also, while you're smarter, let's set up some kind of signal for when brumation is starting and ending so I don't feel like you might have died. I love you all. Let's get out your favorite toys and make a day of it. Story 12. I want him to tell me all about what his life was like before we got him. He was a 2-year-old shelter boy, so who knows? I'd also want to know how he feels about different people he's met, different music he's heard, and so on. I would love to get to know him better, so I could make his life even more enjoyable. I tell him that I love him and that he needs to be a good listener. Not all of the rules are fun, but they are meant to keep him safe and healthy. Story 13. My pet is dead. If this translates to talking to it in the afterlife, I would say that I'm sorry for all the times that I was a bad owner and didn't do the right thing. I would also say that I'm thankful for all the things that she did for me. And in the end, I would ask her if she was happy and if she isn't in pain anymore. Story 14. Let me be entirely honest, I don't think it'd change much. You're such a good dog. I love you, you're great, you're a total pain in the ass, with as much love as that statement can have. Damn it, dog, don't you ever get tired of playing catch? It's been like an hour, etc. Story 15. I would just tell my dog how much I love him. We're gonna have to put him down soon, so that would be incredible. I guess I would also be able to ask how he feels and what he wants to do. Story 16. Both dogs and I, looking from one to the other, suddenly blurted in unison. Why do you stare when I shit? It's weird but comforting. Followed by 23 hours and 59 minutes of awkward silence and occasional Alpo farts. Story 17. I would really sit her down to ask why she tries to walk over my laptop when I'm working so much, and explain how annoying and distracting it is. Maybe if she understands desk time equals job equals pays the bills and puts a roof over her head and food in the bowl, she will back off a bit. Story 18. Tell my cats to quit freaking out about the cat carrier and that a vet checkup is 99% of the time to make them healthier. I wouldn't tell them about the 1%. Story 19. My 17-year-old cat has been in the vet hospital intensive care unit since Thursday. She hasn't eaten in nearly 7 days now, and they put a feeding tube in today. I would ask her where it hurts, what kind of pain she has, and what symptoms she has to help diagnose the problem. I would tell her we are doing these things to help her stay healthy, so she can come home soon. I feel so bad she can't understand why we are doing procedures on her and why she is in a strange place. But it is to help her get better. Please don't fight us and please take your pills. You need them to get better. I would make sure she knows just what she means to us and how much we love her and miss her. I can't sleep properly without her on my hip, snoring away. I miss her following us around constantly and announcing her presence as she enters a room. She is such a special girl. The cats are my life, and I don't know what I would do if I lost them. Any healing vibes and thoughts appreciated for Amber. Story 20. My dog is getting close to the end of his life. I have had him since I was 13, and I am 25 now. He is my best friend, and at times he has been my only friend. So, I would tell him thank you for that and that I am going to miss him more than he will ever know. And that I am so lucky to have had such a great dog all of these years and how much he means to me. Story 21. I would explain to my dog the health changes that made it hard for me to walk him much or play tug, and that I am working on finding ways to do this with him again. I would ask him why he insists on barking at everything and using me as a step stool. Also, I would explain that not every small animal wants to be his friend. For my male cat, I would ask him why he is so difficult and explain that I am not a trampoline. For my female cat, I would ask her why she dislikes everything and why she is so difficult, and probably lecture her about getting along with her brothers. Story 22. First and foremost, I would tell my pup that I love him so incredibly much and that he means the world to me. After that, I would ask him if anything was wrong, if anything hurt, or if I was doing something he didn't like, such as any way of petting, talking to him, or food. Then I would explain that I don't leave him because I want to, but because dogs aren't allowed at work and school. But that I think about him until I come home. I would explain why I take him to the veterinarian, give him pills, and clip his nails. I would ask him about what happened before I adopted him, why he hates other dogs and why certain humans make him upset, why he has separation anxiety, why after all these years he still has a limp. I would tell him about how I felt when I saw him for the first time, the rush of love that encapsulated my cold heart. I would tell him that I stayed alive for him because who else would let him sleep in their bed? Who else would stay up with him at night when he had a nightmare? I would tell him over and over that I will always be there for him, that he is my life. Then I would ask him why he needs to howl every time the phone rings. Story 23. I would ask if they both could, pretty please, vomit on the tiles or hardwood floor areas, which is most of the house, and not on the carpet or bedding. Story 24. We just put our family dog to sleep today after 20 years. What a champ. I would be upset if I were gifted this now. As a serious answer, I would tell him I am sorry for not visiting more often after I moved out, and that I am sad he will not be able to meet my coming child. My wife is pregnant. Sorry we took so long to decide to put you to sleep as well, and the suffering will not last for much longer. I love you and I will miss you forever. Story 25. I would apologize for having to leave them at my friend's home, explain to them what happened and that I thought the decision was best for their own well-being and that I still miss them. I would also ask what they have been up to these last 5 years and hope they were happy and did not hate me. Story 26. I would tell her she is and always will be the best dog I could have ever asked for. I would ask my dog if she liked the life she lived and if she has had fun. I would ask her about her favorite memories. I would play with her until her heart's content and take her on all the walks she wanted. She is due to pass within the next few weeks. I'm gonna miss you, old girl. Story 27. First off, why does she act like it's Sundara around only me? Second, whether or not she actually wants to murder things she barks at. Third, what is wrong with her appetite? Why does she eat loads one day and the next just get bored? Fourth, does she also see the ghosts in our house? Fifth, who is her true favorite? Sixth, can she teach me how to speak with dogs? Seventh, how was her life before being ours? After that, I don't really know. Story 28. I tell my cat that when I literally almost died from illness and I was at my worst, delirious, crying, and unable to move in bed, I still remembered him coming into my room, curling up next to me, and checking to see if I was still breathing every hour or so. Even though he wasn't allowed in the bedrooms and got caught and punished for it, he did it day in and day out until I was strong enough to pat him again, and even then stayed longer. I tell him that that action alone meant more than anything anyone has ever done for me, and I will remember that until the day I actually do die. He's 19 now, and I don't think he'd make it up the stairs to my bedroom, but I know if he had to, he'd find a way, because I'd do the same for him. Story 29. Calm the fuck down. I love my dog with all of my heart, but she is getting old and still has that puppy gonna run and bark energy every day. Also, I love her, and she's the best doggy ever, and she's getting an extra helping of whatever I'm cooking tonight. Story 30. My budgies are rescue birds and are scared of me. I would tell them that I just want them to be safe, happy, good birds, and maybe that I also want to give them scratches when the new feathers are coming in. They are coming around to me, but it takes time. They were already adults when I got them, too. Story 31. I would let my old boy know that he is a very good boy, despite his old age and his inability to even be petted comfortably, that I still love him very much. That even though I may not play with him as much, or accidentally give him arthritis pain, I still love him all the same, and I hope to make what time I have left with him count. Story 32. I would explain to him that all the surgeries and pain are not because we want to hurt him, it is so we can be together longer. I would tell him this upcoming surgery is going to be tough, but I will be with him and hold him and take care of him every second of every day, no matter what. I would tell him how proud I am of him for being so brave and sweet. I would also explain that it is not his fault he was beaten as a puppy, and that his fear of people is not only understandable but perfectly okay given his history. I would level with him so he can understand why he sees me cry and feels my fear every time he ends up in the hospital. I would ask him if his medicine makes his tummy hurt or where it hurts most. I would thank him for being there for me and for literally keeping me alive during my suicidal moments, and that he is the best medicine I have for a terrible mental illness that often prevents me from entertaining him the way he deserves. I would thank him for saving my life and tell him I am now trying to save his. But you know what? I really think he already knows.